little hands. The world is yours. Hold it close with open arms. Little feet with miles ahead.
Hey guys, it's Lisa and it's May 9th, 2014 and you're watching my 23-week pregnancy vlog. Today, it's Friday, tomorrow, it's Saturday, and I will be 24 weeks pregnant. I want to add in something quick that really annoys me and that's been happening all throughout my pregnancy, and I'm wondering if any of you can empathize. I imagine you can. I have people in my life that every time I tell them, like I have a symptom, say it's a not so good symptom, first thing they say is, oh my gosh, that's crazy. Did you ask if that was normal? And then they're like, my goodness, I was my healthiest during my pregnancy. And it's like, okay, well, everybody's different. And for you to sit here and brag every time I say that there's an issue with my pregnancy, and the response is always the same, I was my healthiest, I was my healthiest. I need your support and empathy, not your, oh, my pregnancy was better than yours, sorry about that. You know, and I just feel like a lot of people tend to do that. And if they didn't have the symptom you have, they're like, oh my God, you're not normal, there's something wrong with you, or you're not healthy, or you're not this. Actually, so far, every test I've done and everything I've done shows that I'm pretty healthy. And another annoyance was that Matthew likes to cook meals and eat the same meal for a few days in a row. And so like he'll take leftovers or whatever for a few days to work, and he'll have it for lunch and supper sometimes. Anyway, we were telling someone about that, and we're telling people how I eat a lot of smoothies and raw foods like fruits and stuff like that. And they were like, you guys realize you're going to have to start cooking more, right? Because you got to give your baby variety, and you got to do this, and you got to do that. And to me, it just seems so judgmental. Like, I'm tired, and I had nausea and stuff. So yeah, I don't feel like cooking. And this person made me feel guilty for not cooking a lot during my pregnancy. I mean, I still cook. I make different things like salmon and homemade pizza and like just bunch of different things. Like, I can't think of everything I make right now, but potatoes, veggies, different meats, you know. But I didn't like how this person was just so judgmental of us, saying, oh, you're going to have to be different people. We already know what we're going to have to do. So these people who are telling us what to do and telling us that we have to change and we have to do this and we have to do that, it's just rude. And I think that people should stand down and learn that I'm sure they didn't have everybody telling them what to do. And if they did, you know, it's a new dawn, it's a new day. Let people live, let people go through the motions themselves. And another one is trying to tell us that we shouldn't name our kid what we want to name her. Some people are like, oh, you should name her this instead, or you should name her that, or, oh, I don't really like that name, or I love that name, but you should do this instead, or they're going to get made fun of. Enough is enough. Like, if you ask me what the name of my child is going to be, ask because you're curious, not because you want to tell me to change it. I did get warned by someone before saying that you shouldn't release the name or anything of your baby because people will try and do that. But anyway, it doesn't matter. It's a pet peeve. People can do it if they want. We're not changing the name. Her name is going to be Honesty, and that's that. So, what are your pet peeves? Let me know in the comments below. This week has definitely been quite a bit of a better week. The only thing I would say that's been like a drawback is that I've been kind of stressed since I still haven't heard from the breast specialist to have an appointment for that biopsy yet. I'd just like to get it over with and find out if there's anything wrong. I only have a couple things to show for a haul. We finally received the onesie with her name on it and that little baby peeking out, and it's so adorable. This will be at our baby shower for guests to print their name on, and then we're going to frame it in Honesty's bedroom, well, our room for now, but it'll be framed in her room, and she can remember who was there to support her for her baby shower. We're actually thinking about buying another one because we want her to have one that she can wear as well, so we'll see. Last night I had to scurry around to find some last minute props for a newborn session that I have tomorrow. It was for a contest that I was holding with my photography company. Someone could win a maternity and newborn session. However, the person who did win actually already had her baby. She wasn't supposed to have the baby until the 7th of May. However, she had the baby early, so we were unable to do her maternity session, so I offered her a family session. So we're going to do a family session and newborn session tomorrow, and I had to run out and get just a few things that I didn't have that I really wanted to incorporate in our session. I figured that we were going to need receiving blankets anyway, and these were really cute. And I just needed one for the shoot, but there are 3 other ones, so we're going to use them. One's solid green, one's solid yellow, and one has little animals on it, giraffe, monkey, little baby birds, a lion, and some trees, and an elephant. Anyway, it's so cute. And we bought some disposable bed mats. There's nothing like having a photo shoot and having a baby without a diaper on when it's a newborn shoot, and they pee all over the place. So, oh, my cat. Hi, Boots. We figure we're probably going to need some anyway for our baby. We'll put it under the crib sheet. We'll probably end up buying one that's not disposable, so we're not wasting as much, but it'll be good, especially if we go on like little trips or something, or the baby goes somewhere else overnight. So I just needed one for my photo shoot, and I have 8 more. And we actually put some in our local registry so that when the baby does go somewhere, that's what we're thinking. She'll always have a disposable bed mat so that in case she pees or whatever, because we're starting potty training from the get-go, so that's why it's very important for us to have these, but it also helps my photo shoot, so that worked well. This morning I am eating some watermelon. Yes, there's quite a bit here, but it's a meal, and I'm going to have some cheese on the side afterwards, and maybe some nuts too. But I like to eat my watermelon alone, and maybe like a half hour later I'll have those other things. I had a couple days of being really stressed and stayed up really, really late, like 5, 6 o'clock, because I couldn't get to sleep. I'm noticing a pattern now. When I'm stressed out about stuff or there's something going on that's unresolved, I tend to stay up really late. I can't get to sleep. But even when I do go to sleep early, I tend to wake up a lot throughout the night. So I guess there's a balance there, you know, maybe going to bed at like 1 or something, and then maybe I won't be up as often throughout the night. I finished taking those antibiotics. That's great. I don't know what it was, but since I was taking those antibiotics, even when I would go to bed earlier, I didn't wake up early. So I'm like, is there sedatives in these antibiotics? Who knows, maybe there was. But all I know is that I got some pretty good sleeps. Like to the point where I'd wake up and I'd be like, holy crow, I really need to pee. And that wouldn't be throughout the night, that would be getting up for the day, and I'd be like, my goodness, I wish I would have gotten up in between to go pee, at least. I don't know. It's an iffy situation. Do I want to get up and do I want to wake up in a great sleep, or do I want to stay asleep and risk the fact that that pee is staying in my bladder for a while? It depends. I guess if I was really, really tired, I'd want to stay asleep. And if it was really, really pressing that I need to go pee, I'd want to be waking up. And on Saturday, I was really tired. I felt the baby move, and I could finally see it. Guys, remember how last week I was like, oh, well, I can't see it? And it was funny because I was just telling one of my friends on Facebook. She had posted a status about loving that the baby moves and how great of a feeling that is. And I was like, I know, it's so amazing. Have you been able to see your baby kick from the outside, or move even, not necessarily kick? And she said, yeah, it's such an amazing feeling. We just saw it last night, and you know, they were like watching it and they were just amazed. And she's also quite a bit thinner than I am. I mean, like a lot. And myself, I'm, of course, before the pregnancy, I had weight on me. No word of a lie, after that, I lied down because I could feel her moving. And she started to move, and I could see little bumps and moves from the outside. I started tearing up. I was so excited. I was like, are you kidding me? I think I just wasn't paying enough attention. Because, I mean, she kicks and then, you know, she stops. And she kicks and she stops. And I can never predict where she's going to kick. So, it was amazing. And since then, I've been able to see her moving around. And I've been trying to show Matthew. It's been really difficult. He always misses it. And he's too impatient to look at my belly for like 5-10 minutes to see it happen. So when it does happen, it passes. And my mom wanted to see it too, so I've been trying to show her. I think that my little girl has performance anxiety because every time I'm trying to show someone, she stops. So, over the next few weeks, I'm sure the kicks are going to get more intense, and you're going to be able to see it longer, and so on and so forth. So, my mom's definitely looking forward to see that happening. Matt's like, well, if I don't get to see her kick before, I'll get to see her kick when she's born on the outside. I was like, really? Really? It was too funny. I napped quite a bit this week, like a lot. Like I have slept so much, but there have been times where, you know, like I said, I went to bed really late, so the naps felt necessary. On Sunday, I felt icky upon waking up. I really hate that feeling. Like, as if, you know, like you go to bed really late and you wake up and you feel hungover. Does anybody ever feel that? Let me know in the comments below if you feel that. I felt that way on and off throughout pregnancy because it feels like a constant hangover at times, especially when there's nausea. The nausea's been okay this week. Oh my god, I'm pretty excited about that. I woke up and I felt just blah. And I had some tooth pain from a fruit smoothie, and I had some pop that day, some of the organic stuff that I got from the grocery store here that has no high fructose corn syrup and no artificial flavors, no artificial colors. Has nothing in it that like normal pop does, but it still tastes really good. It just has cane sugar in it and no crap, which is really nice. I noticed that I had a pain in my hip or leg, and I've been kind of quite tired after walking, and sometimes I'm even short of breath during my walks. And I attribute that to the fact that, sure, we were walking for like quite a few weeks at the beginning of the winter, and we had a very mild winter at the beginning. Then all of a sudden we got hit with storm after storm, whether it was raining or sleeting or snowing. It was crazy. So I didn't get to go anywhere for, I don't know, I think it was like a couple months. And I just sat in the house. I might have danced around a bit, walked around at the mall, at the grocery store, or got a walk in here and there in those few weeks. But it was nothing big. And so, unfortunately, I lost my steam. And now I've noticed that I'm really tired, and I even called it lazy a few times. Like, I feel lazy. I wouldn't necessarily say that I'm lazy, but I do have to coax myself into doing stuff like cooking and cleaning things and just organizing if I want to organize something. It's ridiculous. I looked it up, and apparently it's fairly normal. A lot of women that are pregnant go through it, and then a lot of people are calling them lazy because there are some pregnant women that are full of energy and can do whatever they want and do everything, and super women, they have like 3 kids and they're able to take care of every single kid, plus take care of themselves, plus go to work, plus do this, plus do that. Well, that's why I feel lazy, because if I compare myself to someone like that, I feel lazy. But then when I look at myself and say, this is who I am and this is my personality, I'm not an energetic person anymore. I used to be very bubbly and energetic, but I'm not like that anymore. So to say that, oh, I need to be one of those bubbly, energetic pregnant women doesn't make any sense. I get really sweaty and hot a lot, and the only thing is, when I do sleep, I sleep well and don't get woken up from normal things. But if I hear anything like the cats meowing at a high pitch, or if the phone rings, or something loud clangs in, say, the kitchen, I get woken up very easily from that. I had a little bit of heartburn on Sunday too, and when I peed, starting on Sunday, not every single day, but most of the days, I have white strings of mucus coming out in my pee. Can anybody tell me what that is? The only thing that I've found online thus far, until I go see my OB in a couple of weeks, is that it could be some of the mucus plugs starting to shed, but I don't know, it seems so early for that. And I don't know, it seems kind of weird. On Monday, I had stabbing pain to my left breast. That's where the issue tends to be mostly, because of that swollen lymph node that I have in the left underarm. I would go raw in a second if I weren't pregnant, but where I'm pregnant, I can't go raw right now because it would detox me too much and it could be harmful for the baby, especially since I have this going on, and that's a toxic issue most likely. And I feel like if I could go raw, I feel like I could stop or at least lessen whatever the heck's happening with my body right now. But I gotta think of my baby, and so I'm eating quite a bit of raw foods. Like here you see me with this watermelon. I've started eating salad again. There's still a little bit of an aversion there. I also eat vegetables, and I may not eat those raw all the time, but sometimes. And I eat other fruits, and I have smoothies, and so I'd say I eat about anywhere from 50 to 75% raw, and I'm sure it's helping a bit, but it's not as intense as I'd like to go. I had a faint tightness in the left side of my middle abdomen. I wasn't sure what that was, but it kind of scared me at one point. Because, I mean, being on antibiotics and having a tooth procedure done, temporary filling, plus being on the Tylenol for like 3 days or whatever it was, 4 max, it worried me. I was like, am I doing something to harm Honesty? I hope she's okay. And she still moved, but she didn't move as much as usual. And I don't know what that could be attributed to. Maybe it's because I've been sleeping more, so I don't notice it as much. I imagine that's what it is, and I'm just kind of working myself up for no reason. Like I said, I'm not motivated to walk or exercise barely, but I still get about 15 minutes of walking in about 4 days a week, at least that. So that's not too bad. I want to join the YMCA, but we're kind of tight on funds right now. It would be really nice because I'd like to go swimming or at least walking around in the pool and do maybe, I don't know, a little bit of treadmill and maybe a little bit of the elliptical and do some light weights for my arms, like just bicep curls and tricep dips or something like, or not dips, but tricep kickbacks or something like that. I think that's what they're called. But I'd like to do some of that. I mean, I could do that here, but I don't know, it's just not the same. So I might join. I really want to do the swimming thing because it takes a lot of the weight off. I feel like that shortness of breath might not be as prominent, and it would make me want to go longer. Just being sweaty and short of breath and not being able to walk fast when doing those walks, it's not fun. And then it makes me think, oh God, if this is that hard to do, imagine if I'm having a 30-hour labor. How am I going to fare during that? So I got to get in shape. There's no doubt about it. I was stressed on Monday because Matthew and I had a huge fight about my career. He's not always so supportive. A lot of the time he is. However, sometimes he can be very degrading. He can be very unsupportive. He's my assistant, and he's very friendly. He's very nice. He doesn't treat anybody bad, but he gets like this. And sometimes I'll be like, well, you know, the photo shoot's going to be up to 2 hours long. It's a newborn session and a family session. Plus we need setup time, takedown time, introduction time, etc., etc. And he was upset about that, and you know, we don't have the money to hire somebody else to be my assistant, and my assistant would have to be able to drive me around, so that would cost even more money because I don't drive yet. And we were gonna get me start driving while I'm pregnant, so that I was already able to drive once the baby was born, but I realized that made me really uncomfortable and very fearful for the fact that I have a baby inside of me, and if I were to do anything wrong, even in a parking lot, learning how to drive again, I feel that it could be detrimental to my child. So I'm going to wait until she's born, and then, you know, we'll get someone to sit for us for an hour or two, and I'll go driving. And before you know it, I'll be driving, and that'll be great. Even though, like, say I hire someone and I still have to go pick them up, and that's going to cost gas. And so right now we just don't have the money because I'm not making a lot of money from the photography yet. So Matthew had already volunteered at the beginning to be my assistant, but he's thinking, oh, we'll have 20-30 minute shoots, it'll go really quick. There's no such thing as that. There's a 30-minute shoot, but you also have to have 15 minutes for document signing, getting acquainted with your clients, and it doesn't work that way. I can't be one of those photographers that doesn't give my all because my husband doesn't feel like being out of the house for longer than 10, 15, 20 minutes, you know. So we got into a really big fight about that, and I just feel like he is too stuck up sometimes, and he just doesn't, you know, he can be really supportive, and then other times it's like he's bipolar or something. One thing I've noticed is that I have a lot of slow trickling pee. Like, I'll need to pee really bad, and then I'll go pee, and I'll just be doop, doop, boop, bloop, 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 bloop. And I'm like, okay, seriously? I need a steady stream here. This is ridiculous. And it was even like painful trying to poop on Tuesday. But later on I did poop, and that was great. And when my habits went back to normal the next day, on Wednesday, I was feeling very exhausted on Tuesday, probably because of the issue we had. And, you know, we had worked it out, but that's a lot of stress. I felt a lot better, but once you release the stress, you know, it takes a couple of days to recoup from something like that. My teeth hurt in the evening, on and off, and I slept until 3:30 p.m. that day, but went to bed at 6 in the morning because I was stressed out about our issue. I had a slight pain in the left breast after midnight yet again. Wednesday I was tired and cranky for a little bit because of the weird sleeping pattern I'm in, I'm sure. Feeling lazy and emotional. I ended up pooping 3 times that day. I had Subway that day too. And I find that when I go to Subway, it's not like a bad poop. It's not like, oh no, I have diarrhea or whatever. I actually go frequently enough, like a normal amount, and that I find is really odd because it's not like it's the most healthy thing out there, but it's also not the worst fast food either, although some people would disagree. And I had Starbucks coffee once this past week, maybe twice. Caramel Ribbon Crunch Frappuccino. Oh my god, I love that thing. Oh, it's back. It was here last year and they brought it back, and oh my god, it's so amazing. Yesterday I was tired, but I was in an amazing mood. Went through some things that normally would have stressed me out, but didn't stress me out at all. And I got through an issue very easily and calmly, and it was amazing. But other than that, yesterday was like a really good day. Didn't really experience any pains. I was a little tired once, I'd say about 11, 12 o'clock came, but I had to stay up and wait to take my antibiotics, so that was kind of annoying. But next thing you know, I stayed up, but then I ended up falling asleep on the couch. So I ended up missing my antibiotic at the right time and ended up waking up at 6 in the morning and just took it then. I've been dreaming a lot too, again, I've noticed, which is kind of annoying because I'm not getting as good of a sleep as I could be if I didn't remember my dream, because that means I must have woken up during a REM cycle to even remember some of what was going on or to remember that I did dream. It's been a really good week. I'm just waiting for a phone call to find out when I'm going to have that appointment, and then I go for my OB appointment in a couple weeks, and the gestational diabetes appointment will be soon. We've already received a couple of gifts from the P.O. box, well, from our friends on Facebook and YouTube, and don't forget that if you want to send me something, you gotta send it in soon. We're already almost middle of May, and the latest that you can send me something, if you want me to open it at the baby shower, it has to arrive by June 27th. Because on June 28th, we're having the baby shower. So, be sure to get the package in before that if you want me to open it at the baby shower. Now, if you don't care, you still only have a couple more days other than that. July 1st is the latest that we will have the P.O. box open. So if you don't send before that, it's going to be closed, unfortunately. The P.O. box is in the description below, and I even have an Amazon registry link that you can go to if you want to get us something from Amazon because you don't know what to get us. Someone actually got us a couple of items off of there already, which is awesome, and I received an Amazon gift package. So I'm pretty sure I know who sent it. Rocky, you little vixen, you. I'm just kidding. But thank you so much, Rocky. We really appreciate that. And I have my friend Amy who made us an Afghan for honesty, in which she's sending pretty soon. So we're pretty excited about that. And thank you so much, everyone, for everything. I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful evening, or a wonderful weekend. Namaste.